For our software development project, we will be making a 2D top-down RPG where you go from dungeon to dungeon collecting items that let you progress further in the game. Combat will be turn-based like Pokemon or old Final Fantasy games. Dungeons require you to fight enemies and solve puzzles to progress. Our current plan is to start with a tutorial dungeon, very small, with maybe only 2 or 3 rooms. The first room introduces the player to puzzles. When you solve the puzzle, you get a sword. The next room introduces you to the turn-based combat system with a fairly basic enemy, which when killed drops a pickaxe that lets you enter the next dungeon. The main dungeons will be themed after the elements, with the first one being the Earth Temple. The Earth Temple's door will be caved in, but can be cleared by using a pickaxe on it. The Earth Temple will have a lot of enemies and puzzles. Somewhere in the dungeon, you can find an item needed to defeat the dungeon's boss. When that dungeon is defeated, it gives you flippers that let you swim to the Water Temple. In the Water Temple, you get an ice rod, which is needed to freeze the dungeon's boss. That boss drops a key to the Air Temple. The Air Temple probably won't be a real dungeon. It'll mainly serve as a story element. You get there and find the place destroyed. Somewhere in the rubble, you find an item that lets you enter the Fire Temple. In the Fire Temple, you get the final item and defeat the final boss and win the game. There's a lot more story and lore we have planned to fit all into this, but that will likely be the structure of the dungeons. None of us have made a game with this much complexity before. Everyone in our group really likes video games and has never made one before, so we wanted to learn and saw this as a good opportunity to dive deeper into something we're interested in.
Our 2D top-down RPG world spawns the user into a single hard-coded character. The world consists of 3 or more dungeons, including a tutorial dungeon, elemental base, and a town as well. The enemies will be fought in Pokemon/Final Fantasy 3D style combat. There's going to be a health system. Dungeons will also include puzzles that the user has to solve by interacting in the world, including doors and keys. There will be NPCs with dialogue, though they will be hard-coded with no response option available. The game ending with a cutscene. There will also be an inventory system, along with a money system. Our main inspirations include Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy III, Binding of Isaac, and like the old Pokemon games.
I believe this project will be fairly challenging for us. We are limited to just this semester, which compared to the amount of time most video games are created in, this is almost no time at all. We will have to make sure we are consistently making progress and implementing the features we need to complete the game. Some of the game's features will take a lot more time to implement than others, and since all of us have little to no experience in making games, the entire project is going to be a learning experience for us. When we're learning how to implement different features, we will have to make sure that we don't let one feature completely overtake the time needed to complete a different feature, which would result in an unfinished game.
Our team is composed of 4 computer science majors: Darren, Jake, Kate, and I. Darren has programmed before in Java and several other languages like those used in web development. Jake has programming skills in Java, JavaScript, Lua, and Python, and he also has artistic skills. Kate has programmed in Java, has artistic skills, and lastly, I have programmed in C++ and Java. We have no experience in video game creation. However, we have a basic grasp of object-oriented programming. Thus, we will use our foundation to learn how to code using the Unity game engine, and also using many of the tools available to software engineers. We hope to learn all the skills we need to create a basic 2D game. We have the basic programming skills needed, therefore we just need to apply what we know to create our game. We will use Discord to communicate, GitHub to collaborate, and we will work together to overcome challenges, help each other, and we each will contribute to the project to the best of our abilities.